Zach Edey plays for Purdue, and he's 7'4", right in the middle of the country. Great university. And there's been all this talk, and I've kind of jumped onto this, is I don't think he moves that well. You know, he's laterally, who can he guard in the NBA? He's going to be a big liability. And, you know, I was thinking about this over the weekend, watching him just, you know, unstoppable. Guy doesn't even miss free throws. For years and years, the NBA talked about small ball. But if you really examine it, only Steph Curry and the Warriors won titles with it. The Rockets tried, Brooklyn tried, Phoenix tried, and they failed. Here's what wins in the NBA. Kareem, Shaq, Giannis, Jokic, Tim Duncan. Bigs win. The best point guard of all time was the biggest point guard of all time. Magic Johnson, 6'8.5". The best small forward ever is not really that small. LeBron James, 6'9" and sturdy. I watch Purdue. I watch NC State. I watch UConn. They all go through their big men. Certain physics have mattered my entire life in basketball and in business. Scale beats boutique. The great George Young, former NFL GM, the late great George Young. When in doubt, draft big. You know, in the NFL, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, make everybody think, these small quarterbacks, they're really something. And then you find out that Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady and, you know, Big Ben and Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, Matt Stafford, small's kind of overrated for quarterbacks. Doesn't mean you can't have outliers, but small guys struggle to see over 6'6.5" offensive linemen. They struggle to see through those passing lanes. They get hurt, a little bit smaller running around. My takeaway is 7'4" Zach Edey. Yeah, I know. He doesn't move laterally. I know, I watch. You can't tell me he doesn't work in the NBA. Nobody else can stop Giannis and Jokic. Who else is stopping Embiid? I mean, it was funny. Anthony Davis of the Lakers is interesting because he, for a couple years, everybody was trying to convince Anthony Davis, who I think's had a 2-year stretch of unbelievable basketball. Hey, AD, go outside and shoot jumpers. He wasn't very good at it. He didn't like it. And Anthony Davis over the last 2 years has been healthier, coming closer to the basket, going back in, and being a big. AD, everybody tried to push him outside. And he's like, nah, I kind of like being around the basket, blocking shots, getting rebounds. And Anthony Davis is having a career year. The other thing about Zach Edey, and this is rare, big guys are usually not elite free throw shooters. Maybe their hands are too big, whatever it is, I don't know. But Zach Edey was 11 for 11 from the free throw line, and he gets there a lot. So I don't know what his basketball future is, but he's got a beautiful touch. He moves well inside. He blocks shots. He's incredibly passionate. He plays with urgency. He finishes at the rim. I don't know. I'm not an NBA scout, obviously, but the 3 best players in the league right now are all bigs in the NBA. The 3 best college basketball teams, arguably, all go through a big. The best guard in the NBA that nobody can stop is Luka. Like Magic Johnson, he's a nightmare matchup. Doesn't Zach Edey have some place in the NBA? Maybe it doesn't matter. Tim Tebow had a great college career. You know, that cup of coffee in the NFL, that's all he was. I'm not diminishing what he's done for Purdue, but I'm watching NC State and UConn, and I'm watching Zach Edey, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm watching all these bigs. The NBA's gone back to finally, rightfully, smartly being a big man's game. It's just something to watch. Gonzaga basketball, over the last 15 years in the tournament, loses infrequently. But nobody really blows them out. They could not defend Zach Edey. They played him twice this year. He did whatever he wanted. They had no answer for him. Mark Few's like, I've never faced in 25 years coaching, I've never faced a player like that. I don't know. Don't know what his future is. I know what his present is. Unstoppable. So LeBron James and the Lakers won again yesterday. I've been saying for 2 years, before this year, I don't know about this team. AD's health, D'Lo, this team I like. One of the many reasons I like them is LeBron James. LeBron was 9 of 10 three-pointers yesterday. He is shooting, this is ridiculous, a higher three-point percentage this year than Steph Curry. Now, a lot of older NBA players add a 3 to their game to be more relevant for longevity. Vince Carter did it. Jason Kidd did it. The Gasol brothers. It extends careers. Blake Griffin added a jumper. You lose the quickness. You can do it in spurts. Dirk Nowitzki played until he was 39 and 40. Steph could play forever. LeBron this year finally said, you know what, I'm going to shoot the three, and I'm going to get really good at it. And he's been phenomenal at it. 9 of 10, are you kidding me? LeBron has always had an interesting, odd relationship with the three-point shot. Didn't shoot it first few years in the league, then developed it, but never really trusted it. Anytime he'd get hot, it would abandon him, and then he would abandon the shot and go back to beating people to the basket. Sometimes he leans into it when he shouldn't. There have been teams in the playoffs through his career that have dared him to shoot the three-point shot. So here's LeBron, where, by the way, he's still dynamic. I think he leads the NBA still. He did earlier this year in fourth-quarter baskets. But there's always been this thing that, LeBron doesn't truly trust it because he'd beat guys off the dribble, score at the rim with either hand, does everything so well. But I think LeBron is coming to terms with, I can see the end, and I'm just going to go all in on the three. And like everything else LeBron has done, rebounding, distributing, getting to the finals, he does it at the top level. But once you lose that burst, and LeBron can still get past people, but it's in spurts. It's not for 40 minutes a night. And I've always felt LeBron is the Swiss Army knife of the NBA. I've said this for years. He's more Magic than Michael. Magic could do many things better than Michael. Michael was probably the better all-time, attacker, scorer, defender. But LeBron, it should be noted, like Magic, LeBron's been to 10 finals, Magic 9, Michael only 6. And so I feel he's more Magic than he is Michael, that he's a better rebounder than Michael, a better passer, a better, overall post player, and a better now long-range shooter. But I think this is what LeBron sees. I'm going to go all in on this thing. And year 21, he is shooting 41.5%. Yeah, there were times in his life where he was dared in the playoffs. We've seen this, to shoot a three. Those days are gone, and I've said this. There have been a lot of Laker teams over the years I didn't buy into, but now that AD has grabbed the baton as the number one, LeBron is shooting a three like that. Austin Reeves can be the fourth best player, and D'Lo has gotten really consistent since being benched. I'll tell you that LeBron 3 is not a little thing. If you're going to beat Denver, you've got to figure out a way to combat Jokic's scoring and distribution. So very, very good feeling for LeBron, who was on it yesterday, shooting better from long range than Steph Curry this season. So, hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.